As you begin your journey as a terror, have you asked yourself, how long has Palmer High School been here? Colorado Springs was founded in the year 1871 by General William Jackson Palmer, a Civil War hero and railroad builder. Palmer laid out this new town starting at Cascade and Pikes Peak, with more streets, parks, and businesses being built in the coming years. Palmer wanted a new city on the plains of Colorado and knew that everything about the city would be among the finest for the citizens of the new town. In the early days of the town, there were a few homes and businesses that kept things going, but soon Colorado Springs was filled with families and children. Palmer's English-born wife Mary, best known as Queen, became the first teacher in the city, opening her home to the first 5 students in November of 1871, the same year that Colorado Springs was founded. The Colorado Springs School, sometimes called the Old Stone School, was built in 1875. As the school opened in the year 1875 at the corner of Bijou and Cascade Avenue, the tall tower on the 2-story building was the first thing that many people saw when they arrived by train into Colorado Springs. Considered by some citizens as too large and expensive when it opened, it was overcrowded within a year. In 1879, the Colorado Springs School celebrated its first graduation with 5 students in the class that year, 3 girls and 2 boys. These pictures, taken from the tower of the school, looked over a growing Colorado Springs in the years 1875 to 1890. The old stone building was severely damaged by fire on January 13, 1890, and classes had to be held in various local churches over the next few years. Land was acquired for the new school at the northwest corner of Platt Avenue and Weber Street. On January 9, 1893, the Colorado Springs High School opened at a cost of $100,000. The Romanesque architecture and pressed brick exterior housed 17 rooms. A prominent feature of the school was the bell tower that housed a 2,800-pound bell cast in 1879 with a clock on all 4 sides that could be seen from throughout the town. Colorado Springs High School adopted the school colors of brown and white and the nickname the Terrors in the 1890s. They were nicknamed the Terrors because they terrorized their opponents on the ball field. School life began to change over time. A corps of cadets was added in the late 1890s and continued into the 20th century. Colorado Springs High School students served in World War I, World War II, and throughout the military into the 20th and into the 21st century. Students took a variety of classes, and students from across the city were welcomed through the doors of Colorado Springs High School. The class of 1900 boasted 35 graduates, 20 women and 15 men, and most graduates went on to colleges such as Colorado College, the University of Colorado, Colorado Normal School in Greeley, now University of Northern Colorado, and even schools like Harvard and Yale. The Terror football teams played their home games at Washburn Field on the campus of Colorado College, and by the 1920s, some of those Terror teams had even become national champions. Additional buildings were added to the campus, including a gymnasium, which hosted basketball games and wrestling matches, though in those days, high school sports was limited only to the boys. Girls were not allowed to compete until the 1960s. PE classes were segregated by sex. Here we see girls, and only girls, seen outside for a PE class in the 1920s. As the school grew, traditions were built into the life of the school, including graduations in the Colorado Springs Auditorium. By 1929, it was felt that the old school had outlived its usefulness. A bigger town needed a bigger high school. By the late 1930s, it had become clear that the old building would have to be torn down. And starting in 1939, the demolition of Colorado Springs High School began, soon to be replaced by a brand new school. A number of bond issues were passed, and on May 16, 1940, at the cost of some $669,000, one of the West's most attractive architectural designs, opened its doors. The new school opened in 1940 and is still the main part of the current high school today. In 1940, the new school included new brightly lit and wide hallways and a cafeteria that took up the entire third floor. Students had lunch there, complete with their own silverware and china, all with the CSHS logo on it. In 1959, Colorado Springs High School became William J. Palmer High School after Wasson High School had opened its doors to accommodate the growing number of students in School District 11. There have been a few more additions to the high school since 1940, including a library, an art and science building, the Commons, and Earp's Gymnasium. All have their roots in the past, a past you will learn more about as members of the Colorado Springs High School William J. Palmer High School Terrors.